what motivates me is the sheer injustice that we have to live through every day in and day out. I watched my parents have to endure racism in their work lives, their where they lived, how they were treated when we were stopped by police when my father was driving. He was a very proud Jamaican man and university educated and had no time and tolerance for that kind of treatment. And he paid the price for standing up for himself in the early 70s and into the 80s. It wasn't until mid 90s where he found his footing, and by that time he'd lost his health, his both mental and physical. And I watched that deterioration in slow motion for him, and how my mom had to carry the weight of basically taking care of her six children until we were old enough to leave. We started a little group in the federal government called the Federal Black Employee Caucus, and it had a monumental impact on the public service. It started as just five of us, and then we'd have meetings, and it felt like the old cliche of church basements. But I think we were in the basement of a library at one time, bringing people together. Politicians show up, and community people show up, and public servants show up. And before you know it, the five people grow to 60, grow to, 200 and 800, and then 2,000 people. And along the way, we're impacting how people talk about this. We changed the lexicon of equity, if you want to call it that, in public service. They started talking about Black issues, anti-Black racism, after we introduced that. Certainly, some of the things that I said before: know thyself, know who you are, know where you came from, know how we got here collectively, learn that. Um, you know, get out of your comfort zone. Always be creative. Always be curious. Um, you know, have a sense of purpose for something. Some people it's art. Some people it's math. Some people it's soccer. So, whatever the purpose is, hold on to that purpose, and have that be one of those things that define you. You can't only be an activist. You can't only be a student. You can't only be a worker. You can't only be a husband or a partner or a spouse or a daughter. We're all of those things, right? So we need to own those, all of our multiple identities.